Basically, the very first one I got, when I used it in the upward direction, it began to pull.
Oh, jeez. Pulling a little bit. All right, definitely cutting close, but that probably didn't feel super comfortable, did it? No, not really.
Listen, you definitely don't want to miss this part when we hand the Hi-Viz to a couple of the other barbers at the shop.
Good work on back.
Game changer for Wahl. Way to go, Wahl.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the YouTube Barber Academy. It is 5:30 a.m. and I am here to give you the most thorough review on the Wahl Hi-Viz trimmer. Now, to start this off, we had some difficulty, initial difficulty.
It started to pull.
But listen, I need you guys to hang around to the end because something that has never happened before has recently happened and I was pretty happy about it. And I gotta give some credit where credit is due. Shout out to Wahl. So I've actually been using this machine now for several weeks, and if you look behind me, we have reviewed practically everything in the industry, and most of it is on this wall. So there is something that's gonna earn a new spot on the wall, but that's gonna have to wait till later, y'all. So let's start out with the initial performance, facts and features. What do we get in the box? 2 hours of runtime, a new all metal body that's actually ergonomic probably to some people and a little odd to me when I first held it out of the box. That took some getting used to. The blade is completely different. It is a DLC blade and they say that it stays sharp 8 times longer. You'll also be getting one of these cool little stands and it has that little pivot function so that if you want to set it on your station and direct it one way or the other, you totally can. And then you're gonna get the zero gapping tool that I was actually able to check on the digital microscope.
So now we'll use our digital microscope to see how good of a job the zero gapping did. I'm gonna check it on each side. Make sure the blade is not twisted. It actually looks really good.
Now the next feature is a really welcome one, especially coming from Wahl and many of the other people in the industry now. You're getting USB-C charging. And another thing that I found interesting is it says it has adaptive speed control. So if I try to stop this blade, let's see what happens. It's not really functioning quite like a vector motor where you can really hear it powering up, but it's definitely trying to do something. I don't really have the facts on this, but if you do, drop it in the comments below. Now, I know you guys see me with a ton of different machines. We've reviewed countless. After a while, it gets kind of hard to remember what charges what. I don't want to fry anything or plug something in that doesn't belong, which that has actually happened before. So I welcome any additional charging capabilities like the USB-C or micro USB, just anything I can do to make it more universal. And I also got to give a little more credit to Wahl because their Vanish shaver, which is actually pretty good, detailer, all their clippers, they do have continuity in charging, so you don't really have to worry about that so much with this particular brand, but there are brands that have a ton of different chargers. So if you're watching this video, there's probably a pretty good chance that you have a Wahl product, maybe a detailer, clipper, something like that. So if you're sitting on the sidelines and you have a detailer and you're wondering if you should make this upgrade in a purchase, so you're asking me, let's talk about how it actually compares to the Wahl detailer, which has always been a pretty solid trimmer, but there's one thing that's always driven me a little bit crazy about the detailer. If you look at the side profile, there's this area of the case that kind of juts out a little bit. And they've addressed that quite nicely here. So the skeleton design is starting to kind of rule the roost in our industry. It started with us sawing off the top of our Andis trimmers to now almost every company in the industry understands that barbers like to be able to see the blade better when it cuts. And they like to have a little bit more room when we're moving around the ear. So it's nice to see that Wahl has kind of started to conform to this idea and they've put their own spin on it. In terms of performance, they're nearly identical. The new Wahl detailer, the black one that I have, the blade came, it actually works great. It cuts through the hair like butter. Does one cut better than the other? I can't really say it does, but I do really like this new Wahl blade. I don't know how they measured this. They say this blade is supposed to stay 8 times sharper, but I gotta say, when I began first using it in the downward position, it did seem really sharp. It performed really good. It was only pulling in that upward position. So let's just talk about for a second why it's pulling. It's very common when you get new machines, they need a little bit of time to break in. So the more hair you cut with it, eventually it will start to break in. Obviously, oiling it, cleaning off any factory grease, that helps as well. When you've seen that clip from the beginning, that was literally right out of the box, and that pulling did continue for a small period of time. But the more I debulk with it, broke it in, now I can go up against the grain quite easily, and I'm definitely not gonna have any pulling. So the thing that happened here that's really odd is Wahl actually reached out to me. I don't know if they seen one of the videos that I posted or something like that. They asked me if I would like to try a new Wahl Hi-Viz. I said I already have one, but it would be nice to get a new blade. But did they send me a new blade? They sent me what looks to be the influencer edition of the Hi-Viz. And this packaging is so much nicer and so much different. Influencer boxes are becoming a thing. And here we have another Hi-Viz. So instead of sending me the blade, I really didn't get any more information about the trimmer per se than what I already have. I could literally go set this on a station, display it somewhere. See if we can convince Kenny to move away from his Wahl detailer. All right, Kenny, you used them a little bit. What do you think?
They're good. I like them. Nice and sharp. Don't really have to go over too much.
You see yourself buying a pair, maybe?
Yeah, I would. What's the price on it?
All right, let's see what we got here. Standard. Man, this boxing is really nice, and I'm just destroying it because I got one hand on me. All right, stand. And the last thing in this box. So we have the zero gapping tool, which actually succeeds in getting this trimmer set pretty well. Got some oil and a brush. And we have the stand, which we are not going to use because I have limited space on my station. Okay, so as you can see, Stylecraft makes this stand to charge things with micro USB-C. So with that being said, because of the limited space on my station, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to use that to charge my Wahl Hi-Viz. Now the nice thing about using a stand like that is anything else that I have that's USB-C support, I can charge on that stand as well. All right, Kenny, you've been using this a little bit. I'm noticing that your hands are sliding right into place. Like you're kind of holding it right where it was designed to be held. What do you think so far?
Hits. It's blade is sharp, smooth. I haven't had going up any issues against the grain. Shows up pretty well on Dwayne's head. So I definitely think this is a game changer for Wahl. Way to go, Wahl.
I like them. They cut pretty sharp, but they're still not up to the standards of the sabers. I like using the sabers, but that's my opinion.
I noticed that you went back to them like immediately.
Yeah, I had to clean up some lines that the new ones wouldn't do. So, I just went back to the ones I'm used to, and it cleaned the line up really good.
So as you can see, the majority of the response about this trimmer has been good. Everybody in the shop actually liked using it. Even Kenny said that he might purchase one, which I think is a, kind of a good thing because he's still using a regular Wahl detailer plugged in. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to give a shout out to Wahl. I appreciate you guys for sending me that new unit, the influencer edition, and any other information that you guys might have about this trimmer that I might not have listed in this video. Go ahead and drop it below because I am trying to do the best and most thorough reviews that I absolutely can here at the YouTube Barber Academy. So with that being said, my final opinion is this is a great little trimmer. Its body takes some getting used to, but after I got used to it, it was no problem. The blade has a very raw kind of feel to it, and I really like the way it cuts, especially in the downward position. Pretty much what I got to say is I think Wahl hit a home run here. I think this is a great little trimmer, and if you guys want to pick it up, feel free to use my code Eddie10 with Fort Worth Barber Supply and save yourself 10%. And I hope that you guys are keeping it locked here at the YouTube Barber Academy. I don't know if you've seen all the shootouts I've been doing with all the different trimmers. I keep using all the sides of my client's head and showing you guys pick which one wins, and some of those videos are really blowing up. So if you guys want to make sure you hit subscribe, put a like, and drop a comment down below if you enjoyed the video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. You guys are probably going to laugh at this, but believe it or not, most of the time when I get new tools, all the additional stuff that goes in the box, I just pile it up in these drawers for a while because I think being that this has actually turned out to be a really positive experience. This box is going to find its way up on the Wall of Fame. It's like playing Tetris, y'all. But yeah, we got a lot of products to go staple up there, and we're still working on quite a few different reviews here. In fact, I got the Oster 76 cordless. I have the Oster Octane cordless. I have the Andis Pulse ZR2. And my plan is to do a shootout on all of the cordless detachable clippers and see if they're even necessary anymore.